Hello everyone, welcome back to Codentech. My name is Namrata. I'm the host for today, and I have an amazing guest today, Mr. Tidjani Belmansour. He's a Cloud Solution Architect working with Cofomo and a 3 times Microsoft Azure MVP. He's also the co-host of AzureQC Community, and he loves sharing his knowledge and passion through various blog posts, YouTube videos, and by speaking at local and international events and conferences. So, Sir wrote his first line of code back in 1988 on Yamaha MSX computer and is working with Azure since 2009. Welcome, sir. Welcome here to our community. How are you doing today?
Thank you very much, Namrata, and thank you for having me today on the Codentech community. It's such a pleasure and honor to be here. So thank you very much for that. You introduced me very well. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
And yes, as you mentioned, I started my computer journey back in 1988 on Yamaha MSX computer, which was basically a keyboard that you have to plug to a TV in order to have a display, and it had 5 applications. Basically, it was a drawing, text editor, and you had the number 5 was the one that the application that interested me more, which was the basic language, basic compiler. So we were able to write some simple programs in BASIC at that time. And my first program was simply a calculator, which I was really proud of at that time. So it made me discover that you can speak to a computer, you can teach a computer how to do things, and it can do them for you. So it was mind-blowing at that time for me.
Yes, sir, definitely. So I remember my days, like when I started coding. So yeah, in school. So it was like very much for a new journey to me. So yeah. So shall I start with questions? Yeah. Okay. My first question is: what are the characteristics a student should look in a technical community before joining it?
That's a great question, actually. But just before answering your question, let me give you my own definition of a community. Okay,
Definitely.
For me, a community, it's a grouping of people who share a common interest or passion for something. Okay, so the keywords here are sharing and passion. So if there are many communities which unfortunately don't have a lot of sharing in the community. So there are a grouping of people, yes, but there is not a lot of sharing. So for me, if you have to join a community, make sure there is sharing between its members. Okay, the purpose of being a member of a community is to grow and help other grow too. Okay, so that's for me the basic thing that you have to look for in a community before joining. Or you can join a community if you don't exactly know if there is a culture of sharing in that community, and like any other community, you are free to leave if you find that it's not suitable for you. Okay, but if you have to stay in a community, make sure that there is sharing among the members. So you have to go to reach a community to learn, but you also have to reach a community to teach others. Okay.
So yeah, so very well. Then, like after joining a community, a person become a community member. Then, what should his main focus on after joining a community? What should he be focusing on in a community?
Okay, so you mean once you join a community, what should you focus on? Okay, great. That's also a great question. I remember myself joining communities when where I didn't know anyone, or I was also in my early days, so I was shy to reach out to people. So my advice to anyone who joins a community, no matter your level of experience and expertise on the topic, reach out to people. Okay, as we mentioned earlier, a community is first and foremost a grouping of people. So reach out to people, introduce yourself. Hey, hi, I'm Tidjani. I love these things. I do these things. I want to learn these things. I can teach these things. Okay. Reach out to people, introduce yourself. And if there is, as I mentioned earlier, for me, the most important aspect of a community is the sharing. If there is sharing among this community, people will reach out to you. They will introduce themselves. They will welcome you. They will make you feel at home, feel that you are a member of that community. Okay, so this is the most you can have in a community. It's not how fast you will grow, what level of expertise you will gain. It's knowing that there are other people who are interested in you. They are here to help you. They are here to share with you, and you can reach out to them whenever you feel stuck on something. So first of all, introduce yourself.
Thank you, sir. It will be very helpful for us and other students and also our viewers for this, because I'm a shy person too. So it takes time to open up.
Yes, that's true. It's not easy, but you have to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
What you have to remember, if you feel that it's hard for you to open up, remember that a community started with 1 or 2%. Okay, in the beginning, and then a third one joined, and fourth one, fifth one. But those people who joined, they also feel like uncomfortable. That, okay, I would like to join this community, but I'm not sure if I'm able to provide value to that community and so on. The first thing to do is introduce yourself. Okay, you will see that you're not the only one who suffer this feeling of am I in the right place? Am I able to provide value to the community? Yes, everyone is able to provide value to the community. Okay.
So my third question will be, how should a student spend his or her time or manage between a community and study?
That's an excellent question. And yes, if you are still a student, make sure you don't spend all of your time on the community and not on your studies, of course. But community, being member of a community can help you in your study. Okay, so I will say try to be involved in a community as much as you can without compromising your study. Okay, and how you can do that is by scheduling time. If you are a member of an active community, people will communicate, will exchange information, will reach out to each other basically all the time. Okay, you don't have to answer every question or every request as it comes, because if you do that, you will your studies will suffer from that. Okay. Yeah. Schedule time. Say, I'm gonna answer question or reach out to people. Let's say Monday from 6 to 8 p.m., for example. Okay, yeah. And you can also provide this in your signature on your profile, for example, on your member community. So people who reach out to you know that. Okay, okay, Tidjani is available Monday from 6 to 8. So if I don't have if I reach out to him on Wednesday or Friday and he don't answer me, no big deal. I know that his availability is these time frames. Okay, but the secret here is you have to schedule your time. It's not always easy, especially if someone reach out to you for something that you already have the answer, and you say, "Okay, I will take 5 minutes and answer that question." Yes, you can take 5 minutes and answer that question, but from my own experience, if you take this 5 minutes in scheduled time, time is not scheduled to answer that question, you will open up the door to an hour or two of conversation.
Yeah.
Because the question is just an introduction to something else. Okay. So schedule your time. That's my advice to you.
Yeah. In the end, time management is the key of success.
That's
So,
true.
my next question is, if I ask you about community experience that as a community leader you want to deliver to your members, and
Okay.
what qualities and experience you want to have in your community, and what experience you want to deliver?
That's a good question, and
Yeah.
a bit of a complicated question
Created,
too.
yeah.
So for me, the the experience and value I want to provide for my community is, as I mentioned earlier, first of all, sharing. Okay, and the second is don't be afraid of speaking up. Okay, speak up. Okay, I want to learn this. I can teach this. You don't have to be an expert to teach something. In a community, we don't expect you to be an expert to share your knowledge, share your experience. Sometimes it's not just sharing your knowledge, you can share your experience. Let me give you an example. In the Azure Quebec community, I'm sometimes asked by members, okay, I'm not an expert in Azure. I don't have an extensive knowledge of Azure, but I would like to share my experience. Is that okay for you? Yes, it's okay. Let's say 2 months ago, we had a session, someone who has an extensive knowledge about app services. And he provided a 2-hour talk on app services, everything you need to know about app services. Okay, how do you compete with that if you don't have an extensive knowledge of app service? You will feel, okay, I don't have his level of experience, his level of knowledge of app services. How do I compete with that? You don't have to. Sometimes just sharing your experience with app service on a project, on a can be either a professional project, a homework, a personal project, or just you you follow that learning and you experimented with app service and things go well or wrong, and you want to share that experience. That's okay. Why is that okay? It's okay because I'm certain, I can assure you 100% that if you face those issues, other members of the community also face those issues. And they're just shy to speak up and share that experience. Okay, by sharing your experience, you do one step ahead. Okay, so, and when you share your experience, what will happen? Other members will also speak up. So you are inspiring other members of the community to speak up. Okay. Yes, me too. I did this and I tried this, but I had this different output, and I had this output and this, and you had this one. Okay, what did you do? What value did you provide for this setting? You are starting a discussion. Okay, you are involving members of the community. You are creating passion, sharing. And that's what a community is all about. So just because you take the courage to speak up, you inspired other members to speak up too. And as a group, everyone has a little bit of experience or a little bit of knowledge, but commonly we have an extensive experience and extensive knowledge. Okay, so that's the thing. I know I have drifted from your,
No.
original question. Sorry for
No,
that. But I guess since we are talking about community today with you, and once again, thank you very much for having me. I thought that it's important to take the time to explain those things.
Yeah,
okay.
surely.
So for me, having that that values of sharing and of freely speaking up at a community is very important. Okay. One other thing is I do presentations for my community or other communities. My posture is I'm never the one who has the truth, the absolute truth. Okay. What I'm telling you is what I learned, what I experienced. So maybe I'm wrong with some things that I will explain, and feel free to tell me that I'm wrong. Okay. Just feel free to tell me that I'm wrong. It's no big deal. So if I'm wrong, I will correct myself and I will learn from you. That's what a community is also about. You may have a lot of experience, but being part of a community, the community will learn from you, but you also will learn from the community. And if you don't have an extensive knowledge, just because you took the opportunity to share your knowledge or experience, you have to structure your talk, okay? And by structuring your talk, you will find that you have some area where you are less comfortable, or you don't exactly know how you will explain that. If you don't exactly know how you will explain something, means that you are not very comfortable with that topic, okay? So you will do research, you will try things, and if you learn more and if you practice more, what will happen? You will grow.
Yeah.
So by wanting to grow other people, you will also grow yourself. Okay? So for me, these are the experiences and the values I want to share with my community.
Thank you, sir, for this insight. So,
you're very welcome.
So my fifth question will be, what is the main criteria you would like to have in your community if someone wanted to join your community?
Okay. So the main criteria for me, once again, I hope that our listeners are not bored.
Definitely not.
to hear that word, it's sharing. You
Yes.
want to join the community, be prepared to share. As mentioned, you don't have to be an expert to share, but be prepared to share. Because if you share, you will inspire others, you will help others grow, and you will grow yourself. Okay, and it's same in your studies. If you just attend a course, okay, and you don't practice, you don't review your notes at the end of the day, will you grow? No, you just heard something, and 3 days later you forgot what you've heard. But if you practice it, if you discuss with all your other classmates, you will grow. You will make sure that this learning stick in your mind. It's the same in the community. Okay?
Yeah, practice makes the man perfect. Yeah, so definitely no, like a minimum skill person can join a community, right? Like we don't need a huge knowledge, huge expertise.
Can you repeat that question again, please?
I'm saying that a person with minimum knowledge or in any subject can join a community. Like we don't need an expertise to join any community.
Yes, definitely. Yes, there is no minimum level of expertise, just passion and a desire for sharing. That's all it takes to join a community, because learning experience will you will get that over time by interacting with other members of the community and by attending the activities of that community.
Sir. So my sixth question is, how a community can be helpful for a student to maximize his or her candidacy for a certain job?
Okay, just before answering that question, I just want to add one quick comment on the last sentence you mentioned, because for me it's very important. And for all the students who are hearing us now, okay, no matter your level of expertise, no matter your level of experience on a topic, if you want to join a community, don't feel shy, feel free to reach out to that community, okay? And especially if the list of members of the community you want to join is open, is freely available, and you scroll to that through that list and you see, oh, this person has a 10-year of experience at this company, which is a big company, and this one is a well-known speaker who did many talks around the world. But okay, I'm just starting. I'm still a student. I'm just starting. What can I bring to that community? Okay, and it can be daunting to just scroll to that list and compare yourself to those people. Okay, don't do that. if there is a community for which you have an interest, apply and join that community. Okay, see it as an opportunity to be in touch with those people. Okay, it's not, you are not in in a battle with those people. It's not me or them, it's me and them. Okay, so a community is a grouping of people who share a passion or interest for something. If you join that community, just mean that you have that passion for and you share that common passion with other people. There is no minimum level of experience to join. Okay, you will grow with those people, and those people will grow with you too, because probably you already have this situation. You try to explain some very basic concept of programming, for example, to your mom or dad or grandparent who didn't attend a computer class. Okay, it's very basic things. Let's say, what is a compiler? Very basic things. You will spend 2 hours trying to explain them, and they will look at you with, what language are you speaking? I don't understand a word of what you are saying. It's the same with people who are a lot of experience, 20 years of experience being a CTO at a big worldwide company. Once they will try to explain something to a student, they will be scared. Yeah. Why? Because it's hard to explain something that's for you. It's very basic, but for others, it's not. You have to rethink your topic, rethink how you will explain that, and by rethinking this, you will try to adjust your level of language, your level of demos or else. So it's you also, you being a student with less experience that senior person, you are also beneficial to that person, because you're forcing that person to review their concept and say, okay, how will I explain that to a student? And why it's important for them? Because those people who work for a company, they will, you as a student, one day you will probably work with them, okay? Or they will work with other students, and they will have to explain those things to the students. So they are practicing with you. So you are doing them a favor by asking them questions, okay? So that's important. And sorry, I drift again.
No, so, okay.
Yeah. So I'm going back to your question. So you told me how a community can be helpful for a student in order to maximize his or her candidacy for a job. Is that right? Okay. Being a member of a community, you will probably slowly but certainly, if you take the courage to speak up, do presentations, perhaps host workshops, or perhaps work on open source project that's either led by other members of the community, or other open source project where other members of the community are participating, and we will help you on board in those projects. So you will build your skill sets, okay, by being part of that community, okay. And perhaps, why not? I mentioned earlier that you will probably meet people who already work in companies with different position in that company, and perhaps you will find an internship like that, just because you took the courage and time to speak to someone and learn to know about that person, and that person learn to know about you. So you will perhaps have a possibility, an opportunity for internship. So all of these little things, okay, added one another, will build your resume, okay, and they will help you find a job. What's important here, because we saw a shift in the last 3 years, okay, here in Canada, but I think also in India. I think it's this shift happened around the world.
Worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide, yes. So there is there are many opportunities for jobs in computer science, okay, or in IT, and for a lot of years, recruiters look for top talent, okay. If you I saw once a job posting asking for someone who has an experience of 10 years in C#. Okay, it was back in 2006 or 2007. Yeah, but C# itself is not 10 years old. So how do you expect someone with 10 years of experience in C#? Okay, so you get the idea. So someone recruiters want to hire the top talents. Okay, but now they understand that there is a lot of need worldwide for skilled professionals, okay? And skilled professional doesn't mean that you have to have 10 years of experience or 20 years of experience. You can have 0 year of experience because you just get out of school. But they will look at your resume and say, okay, this person is involved in this community, he or she is hosting a blog, contributing to an open source project. So all of this is an experience that is valuable for recruiters today. Okay, so you by taking the time for this, you are building your resume and you are maximizing your chances to find a job.
Thank you, sir. So the last question for today is, any advice you would love to give to students currently in university?
Yes. Involved in a community. Be involved in a community. It will bring you more than you think. Okay. And if you get involved in a community, just don't just be there. Okay. I'm a member of the community. Okay. Did you reach out to people? No. Did you try to present something? No. But I'm attending every event of the community. That's great. A great start. But what else? Are you practicing this, what you've learned in these sessions? No. Okay. Have you reached out to the presenter to learn more? No. Okay. So it's not, you are a member of a community, but you are not sharing. Okay. So first of all, join the community, but have that mindset of sharing. Okay. Because you will grow and you will help others grow too. Okay? And that's the power of a community. So that will be my advice to anyone, students or other people that get involved in a community. It will bring you much that you think.
Thank you for this advice, sir. And we are very grateful that you joined us today and share so much expertise and your insights that we are focusing and we think we will achieve in future as well. And thank you so much for this.
Thank you very much.
I can't thank you enough for joining us.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It was such a pleasure, such an honor. Feel free to reach out to me and anyone who listening to us. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. That will be my pleasure to answer all your questions.